Hey guys, it's Jasmine. Welcome back. It's been quite a while. I know I'm not even going to say the hiatus is over and I'm going to be here every week. I'm going to attempt, but I'm not making any promises. But anyway, we are going to be doing another balloon garland. It is about, what time is it? It's 12:47 p.m. and this event starts at 7 p.m. but I can't even go to set this thing up until 6. Don't even ask me how or why. So I am going to basically structure the garland at home, transport it, and add the finishing touches there. So I have to get as much of this done as I can because honestly, an hour, even when I structure, my garlands in 2 pieces in order to transport it, one for the top piece, one for the side piece, in order to add on and stuff like that, sometimes it takes me more than an hour to get it to where I'm looking, for it to be. So that is really a short amount of time. So I don't know how this all is gonna go and work out, but it's gonna work out. I'm just gonna say it's gonna work out. So I have, the colors are white and gold. So I have white and I have a few packs of gold, a few more, and then I have some white 17-inch and I have some leftover gold 17-inch from another garland that I have done. And so it's 2 colors, it's simple, and we're just gonna go right into it. Let me open up my balloons, and I have my keys are stuck on this, but I have the Omniflex fishing wire. You can get this at Walmart for like $2, where they have like the, outdoor camping fishing area. Now you can use a hand pump to blow up your balloons. It's just going to take a lot longer. In the beginning, that's what I used to do. No longer. I have a balloon buddy right here. Now they have different types of pumps with more nozzles so you can blow up more balloons at once. I just use this. It works fine for me. I like to have 2 balloons, blow each one up, and then tie them together. I don't like tying one balloon individually. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Okay, my 2 balloons. Make like an X, wrap it around, and then just tie a knot. And so I'm going to pair all my balloons in 2s, and I'll continue to fill up and then pair them in 2s. I'm going to do more sets of 2 white, but most of them are, but some of them are going to be pairs of 1 white and 1 gold. And I do not, some people measure their balloons and they have to be a certain number of 5-inch, a certain number of 7-inch, a certain number of 9-inch, a certain number of 12. I don't do that. All my balloons are 12-inch balloons, and I blow them up just different sizes. That works for me. It may not work for you, but for me, that's what I prefer to do. I know that I like my garlands to be a little bit thinner at the front of the top and gradually get bigger and wider. So I just know that I'm going to make several sets of smaller balloons, several sets of medium balloons, and then the rest of mine will be like at their full extent of 12 inches basically. Yeah, and so I'm just gonna continue to blow them up in pairs, and then I will come back and show you how I attach everything together with the fishing wire. So I'm gonna go with my next set. Okay, I think I've blown up enough balloons. I still have plenty left, so if I need more, I can blow up more later. So I'm going to take my fishing line. I like to have 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet, and then I will start. I like to leave this hanging because it will help me when it's time to put this on the backdrop stand. I just called to find out it's going on the backdrop stand. This was a last minute thing. I didn't have a whole bunch of information. I just said, what's your budget? What you willing to spend? And it lined up. So I said, okay, I could do it. So this is gonna go onto a backdrop stand. So I need to be able to, I like to tie mine onto it, and then I can, you know, make any adjustments I need later. But I always, whether I'm using a backdrop stand or not though, I always leave a piece of fishing line hanging. And then I work with the rest that's still going to be attached to this. So I'm going to take my first set of balloons. I'm going to take a small set of 2. Now this to the, well, it's going to be to my right is what's going to be hanging, but I'm going to use that to tie this on here. I'm going to wrap it around, tie a knot, make sure it's secure. You can double tie it if you'd like. Okay, so now this is my piece that's hanging, and then this is still connected. And so this is what I'm gonna work with, this side that's connected to the roll, okay? So I have my first set of 2, and then I am going to grab, and I'm just doing it this way because this is my preference. It doesn't have to be done, coordinated, certain size, but this is just how I like mine to flow. I like it to have the smaller balloons at the beginning and it gradually get bigger. So that's why I'm being more selective with which balloons I choose. But okay, so I have this set of 2 right here, and then I'm going to take this set of 2 and I'm going to put them basically like in a shape of an X, so that now it's going to be 4. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to wrap it in a figure 8 motion around these balloons. I do about 4 times. You can do it 10 if it makes you feel more secure and that's not gonna, you know, fall apart. But you don't have to do it that many times. Okay, so now I'm going to take another set of 2. Let's see what I have. Just want to get all of the smaller sets closer to me. Okay, so now I'm going to take my next set of 2. I'm going to do, I want there to be a little more white than gold, so that's why I have some of 2 white together. But you can do it however you want. If you wanted to do blocks of all white and blocks of all gold, because I thought about doing it that way, but I changed my mind. You can do it that way. So it's not that it doesn't matter. It only matters based on what your end goal is. So in the grand scheme of things, it does not matter which color goes where. But if you're going for a specific look, then it will matter. Okay? Okay. So now I'm going to take this next set of 2 and I'm going to get it as close to this center as I can. And by the time we get 10 sets of balloons on here, they're not going to touch because it's a bigger piece and it's just going to get harder and harder for them to be as close. But while you can, you want this center to touch the center of the last 2. And then as you build and it gets bigger, you're just going to get it as close as you can. Pinch it with your index finger and your thumb, and then we're just going to wrap it. And if you kind of let go, just make sure you pull this fishing wire tight, because if it's not tight, then it'll just be, it won't have structure to it basically. Okay, so now I'm going to take the next 2, and where my thumb is that you can barely see in here, try to get this as close to that. And again, we're gonna wrap in a figure 8 motion. Be careful with this fishing wire and your thumb, because you do not want to get it tangled around your thumb while it's cutting off your circulation, because you may have to cut your whole garland apart, and that's just the whole mess. But it has happened. I'm gonna take the next 2, and again, my thumb is, you can kind of see it, so I'm gonna push this as close to my thumb as I can, and then as I place it here, I release it with this hand, and then my thumb goes back on top of it. Okay, wrap in a figure 8 motion, and I think you pretty much have the hang of it. So I will let you watch me, but I'm going to not talk to the camera, and I'm just gonna go, because honestly the explanation takes a whole lot of time, and it takes me twice as long as what it would be if I was just doing it without recording. So I'm going to continue to build on this. Right now it's just this, and I'll let you watch me, but I'm going to just focus, and I'll probably speed it up a little bit. If you just continue to do exactly what I've said, you'll get it. I am going to break this into 2 pieces because I am going to travel with it, but if you're building it where you're going to set it up as, I think that it's probably better to do it as one long piece. Get it as long as you can, and then you can, honestly, it's flexible, so you can move it and shift it and shape it to how you want it to go. But because I have to put this in my car and get it to another destination, I have to do it in 2 pieces, and that'll work better for me. But one of these days I'll do a video where I just do one little one, just for the sake of you guys seeing that process as well. But I'm going to continue, and I will return later. So I'm pretty much done here. So I am going to wrap the fishing wire around probably like 10 times now, or as many times as I feel the need, until I think it's secure. And then I am going to cut the fishing wire off. And again, at this end, I'm going to leave a long piece hanging. And so now you see I have two. I just ended up making both. I didn't feel the need to do the second one on camera. So I'm going to leave this attached to this garland so that when I get there I can finish building, because I am going to be using the 12-inch balloons but at their fullest capacity, and also blowing up those 17-inch balloons. That is not going to fit in my car, but to do them separately and try to attach it, it's possible, but it's like really hard work once this is already like on a stand. So I'm leaving this attached, and I'm going to continue to work on it when I get to the destination, and I will show you that later. So I forgot my tripod at home, so I couldn't record, but this is the backdrop stand. It's not at its full height. That was just so that I could attach this. So the two strings, the one on the left, one on the right, I attached it, and then I attached the one on the side, and I built on the bottom. So as you can see, the bottom is a little bit wider, and that is the final product. And here's a little bit more of a close-up. I really hope you guys like it. I'm so sorry that I could not give you the full tutorial of attaching it to the stand, but I do have another video that has the full thing, and I will link a card at the top for you guys to click on. I really do hope you enjoyed it and that you got the basic concept of how to build a garland.
Give us a subscribe, hit that button.